So here are 5 unspoken rules of academia that I think are really important for anybody that is outside of academia and they don't really understand it. So academia is being in a university system and being a researcher or professor in a university system. So if you don't know me, I am Professor Dave Maslach. I'm an associate professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship, and I created this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. There's so many people that help me out that I want to pay the favor for to help you out as much as I possibly can. All right, so what are these unspoken rules in academia? And they really truly do matter. And people are not going to tell you them, but eventually you will learn them. The first thing is, and this is the most important, and I hate to break it to anybody, only research matters. That is the currency of the career. If you're an academic, if you're a researcher, a professor, whatever, the only thing that matters is research. Everything else is not that important, and the reason is that's how you move up in the tenure system. It's all about the publications. There's very few schools that are going to care about anything else. The only thing that they're going to care about is the research publications, and it's very hard to compete at the global scale without those research publications. And it's very, very important. And it is stressed in all arenas of the game. And so you have to really, really focus on that. The second thing that I think is super important is that moving up in academic positions across institutions, so going from different institution to different institution, far harder than moving down. There is a pecking order. There's an academic pecking order, and it's not at all obvious. It's not at all like in the public domain, but there is a pecking order, and it's very hard to move up in that pecking order in terms of different institutions. And the reason is there's a lot of competitive vying for those different positions in the competition solely based on research. That is it. They're not going to look at teaching. They're not going to look at your service. They're going to just look at that research. And that is all that matters. Hate to bring it to you, but that's truly what they're looking at. The third thing that is super important is that nobody is going to pay attention to you. Absolutely nobody. Nobody cares. Nobody cares until absolutely everybody cares about what you're doing. It is very, very tippy. It is a tippy dynamic. Nobody cares about you. It's a popularity dynamic type position or career where absolutely nobody cares. And it doesn't matter if, so here's the other thing is nobody cares if if lots of people are paying attention to you outside of the academic arena. So if you're a famous CEO, for example, nobody's really going to care about that in academia. What they care about is your research prestige. And that's it. I hate to break it to you, but that's really what's going on. The fourth thing, and this is kind of related to all of this, is that nobody cares about the practical implications about what you've done. What they're going to wait mostly is about the theoretical implications, how this actually applies to theory, how this applies to our knowledge of how the world actually works. Everything else is sort of practical implications and practical stuff. It's really not, it's not relevant, and it's not going to affect where you stand in academia. I hate to break it to you, but that's really an important norm. And the last thing, the fifth thing is that doing things outside of the career is not encouraged generally. And the reason is doing research is really hard, but you also have to demonstrate that you are dedicated to the career. So there's this really unspoken norm with that. And so anything that is outside of doing research, whether it is participating in different sort of service things, the whole reciprocity project, anything that is, maybe it's working with Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, or, Girl Guides or whatever, is not encouraged. It really, I hate to break it to you, but it's really not going to benefit you. In fact, it's probably going to hurt you to do any of those kind of things. But you have to choose to do those things. So that is the important thing that I've stressed so much, is that it's a choice to live the life that you want to live, despite all of those things that people are sort of pushing you towards within the career. So hopefully this helps you out, and you get something from it. If you do, give me a thumbs up. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Take care, and have a wonderful day. All right, bye.